SANDHAN, All Gujarat Integrated Classroom.
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.
Assistant Professor Ankita Shah, Ambava Commerce College, VNSU University, Sabargam, Surat. Today I am going to discuss with the English literature. There is basically two divided part of my topic. First we have to discuss about the brief detail of the chair. Second we have to discuss about the Samuel Beckett Waiting for the Godot. Then we have to compare both of the study with each other, how they are the similar to each other and what are the contrary between these two. Before going to give any detail, I want to talk about the chair. Do you know the name of Lonosco? Before the writing of anything, he thought about that he hated the theatres. That's why he focused on the writing, especially on the chair. The whole of the chair, it is deal with the absurdity, full of the hierarchy of devastating. It's a useless things of so much of invisible characters in the specific of the chairs. Basically, there are only the two. One that is the old man and the old wife. On the stage when they perform, there are so many chairs on the stage, and on that chairs there are only two people, one that is old man and the old wives. Suddenly the doorbell rang, and then after when you observe, we cannot find, we cannot visible anyone, otherwise there are so many people suddenly entered in the room. And after entering in the room, they are sitting on the chairs, that all things can be visualized by only the two characters, one that is the old man and another one that is old wives. And the whole things discussed by the special person who is like orator, who explain everything, that so many people can come, these people are saluted them, these people, the old man and the wife, these people are saluted them, this crowded becoming noise, that's why they say okay, come and sit, and like greeting is everywhere, but we couldn't find anything. This was the basic task of the absurdity, that we cannot find anyone, then how can we discuss anything about the play? Then on the next scene, when the old man has a plan to something talk with these people, the wife of the old man, she focuses on some special guests who sit on the chairs. But audience cannot visualize. These are the invisible characters. Now what they want to prove, that I don't know, we don't know, and no, and not anybody know. Even if orator is completely unknown about that. Now this is the situations of the play. Now what is the set of the play? The set of the play, it's a kind of the different set. It is on the whole set is on the island. The surrounded everything, the room, the place, it's in like a boat, and the whole boat surrounded by the waters of the oceans. And in that waters of the oceans, we cannot find out anyone, anything, anybody, but it's a homely atmosphere on the stage. There is only the one single visualization, create the ventilation of the window. Window, it's a very symbolic term in the chair, and another symbolic aspects, that is the chair itself. Now again they are greeting on the chair, again they are greeting on the chair, again and again when we observe, we couldn't find out anything. It become very invisible task for everybody, because we cannot find out anyone. How we thought like that, hey, to whom they are talking, to whom they are behave, it's become a very huge and the big questions. Now who is real body, who is to speak with this all questions? Old man try to give the one wonderful message on the next day. Now there is a next scene on the stage. What happened in the next scene? In the next scene, the orator, which can be given the message of the old man's view regarding specially of this belief of invisibleness, That's why he arranged a specific person, because deliberately he has no capability of speak to explain his message by his own idea in his own speaking skill. That's why he arranged one orator. And before going to discuss anything with anybody else, they call to the orator separately. And when the orator came, he separately talked with him, and we don't know what kind of talking between these kinds of people. Audience cannot know, even if I cannot know, Lonosco cannot know. And suddenly what happened, the old man and the wife of that old man, they both are observing out of that window. And what is out of the window? Only the waters, only the stand waters which can be flowed in the ocean. And suddenly they jump and dip below in the water, and they lost their life. It became a very huge task. Everybody is in the session of like, what happened? And that time the orator is also felt something like this, that I have to give the message to everybody, those who are the audience here, those who are the guests here. Now guest cannot be visible for that orator also, but he know that I have to give the message to all the guests who sit on the chair. If I can observe, if I cannot observe, that is none of my matter, but I have to give the message. Now what message I give to them? And then suddenly he give the message of that loneliness, darkness, weedfulness of life, death, accursy, afraid, everything like that. Everything, it's like exhilarations. We cannot find out the way people come suicide, the way people can groans, the way people can coughs. It's become useless things in the life. And at the first stage of the drama, we enjoy that there is no one sat on the chair, and how these two old men and wife, they are behaving like this childish manner. There is no one, and they are greeting like this. And suddenly when on the next scene, when they are going to be die, we felt that there may be something is there. There may be something is on the chair. There may be some problems in their lives. And then we realize that there is another world which we call invisible world. As per my criticism, but by this all, we can find out only the absurdity in the play. It's full of absurd. Now what is absurd? There is no such actions, there is no such motions. When there is no such expressions, we call absurd. It's thoroughly, we cannot understand anything. Why people do like this? Why people behaving like this? And everything is going to be like very harmfulness, without any expression, without any motion, without any thoughtfulness, without any emotions. It's called absurd. And here it's also we call absurd play. That's why somehow we can call it's a theatre of absurd. By this theatre of absurd, I explain the chair. Now from that explain the chair, I am going to deal with the waiting for the Godot. When we talk about the waiting for the Godot, please keep in mind the name of that, the Samuel Beckett. He became a very famous man when we talk about comparative English literature. And waiting for the Godot, it's somehow similar with the chair. There are so many points which are included with compare with this two same kind of play. Now, what happened when we talk about the waiting for the Godot? Waiting for the Godot, basically written by the Samuel Beckett. Samuel Beckett focuses also on death, exhilaration, theatre of absurd, and there are only two basic characters, that is one that is Pozzo and another one that is Lucky. On the one side of the drama, Pozzo become a very wonderful master, and the another side of the drama, Pozzo become blind, hopeless. That is in the next scene. In the first scene, the another character Lucky, he become a very slave, very like a poor and like this, very humble. And on the second hand, he become a mute. So if a person, when he become a normal, and he is going to be normal to in like absurdity, blindness, it's improve the absurdity. Then another that is mute, with the there is no motion, there is no speaking, there is no such emotion. That is also focuses like that. And that time Samuel Beckett focuses on the another viewpoint of view is that all the characters of this drama, their focus is on only the one, they are waiting for someone. Now who is someone? They are waiting for Godot. Who is Godot? They don't know. They don't know he is a person, he is a male, he is a female, yeah, something else. They don't know anything. What is Godot? They have the big questions in their mind. Otherwise, all are waiting for the Godot. Even if Pozo and Lucky, they are also waiting for the Godot. And one day, when they are all waiting for the Godot, so many times a boy arrives and he observes that today don't you have to wait, only you have to wait on tomorrow. Because tomorrow there is the confirmation that Godot will come. So with that Godot will come, in that hope everybody has planned to shut from that place. And on the next day, it means on the next scene, when waiting for the Godot, what happened? And then there is a very complex characters in our dramas, and that's why actually Pozo is looking in search of his watch, his clock. He cannot find out his clock, and here over their chair it becomes the symbolic, here the clock it becomes symbolic. Now clock is the justification of time, time is the justification of life. And when you have completely unaware, unknown about the time, it proves that you are completely unaware about your life. If you don't know what time will be finished, I have to do this work, the same way I don't know what time I have to finish this lecture, I don't know what time I have to finish this work. The same way God, it's also don't know what time he has to be finished to us. And that's why clock, it's a very symbolic term which related to the God. And with this comparative symbolic aspects of clock, Pozo in search of that clock. And another one that is waiting for the Godot. So there are the two things in this drama, waiting for the Godot. One that is in search of the clock, and another one that is waiting for someone. Someone or someone else. Everybody is completely unaware about Godot. And what happened on the last scene of this drama, that is, Pozo didn't find out the watch, Pozo didn't get it the clock, Pozo didn't get the gestures of the God. Yes, but here actually Godot, it become like a momentary. Godot, it's like a memory of the time. Godot means what? Godot means people who functions his life as per the time. Now what is functions of the life of the people as per the time? It's the functions of the time which is related to the man, that I have to wake up at 6 o'clock. I have to go at the college at this time. I have to complete this work so and so time. I have to take dinner this time. I have to go for evening walk on this time. It's called the functions of the time. As per the functions of the time, there is some criteria of our life. That in this criteria, I have to focus on my career. As per the Sanskrit slogans, Brahmacharya, Gruhastarya, like this all things, that somehow Beckett criticizes the characters a lot in the drama. And finally, Pozo become blind. Now how can he search his watch? Another one that is, Lucky become mute. How he can do anything? And another one aspects, that is, this another two character, they are also becoming, they are only waiting for the Godot. So now everything become the very hopeless, very darkness, and with this end, the play is going to be finished. Now what happened with the audience? All are going to be very absurd. What happened in the end? We don't know. We don't know, understand anything. But here Beckett gives the very wonderful message from the drama, that is, we people are like the Pozo. We become blind. We lost our watch. It means we lost our life. It means we lost our actual schedule of life. And the way Pozo became blind and he could not find out his watch, we couldn't find out values of our life. And we just waste of our time without the thinking of that our maker, God, become us to do something to achieve in this earth. This is the wonderful message. And another comparative message from that Lucky. He become mute. And somehow when you survive, you realize that it is not good. It is something going to be wrong. It is not in the proper manner. Otherwise, we are not ready to say anything. That time we become mute, and our muteness is going to be harm anybody else. It's going to be harm even us also. And this is also the task which was given by the wonderful message by the Samuel Beckett. These are the brief summary detail of this two, the chair, and the another one, that is Waiting for the Godot, which was written by Samuel Beckett, the chair which was written by Eugenie on the Lonosco. Now what is the comparative study? Before going to anything, I want to discuss with that what is comparative study. Comparative study, it means when there is some similarities between two things, and we are going to be compare, and we can not only find out the similar things in that, but what are the basic differences in both that also we have to justify. That is called the comparative study. Here basically these two writers belong from different generation, different time period, different histories of the ages. But the thing is that Beckett got the Nobel Prize from the Waiting for the Godot. But the thing is that it is also necessary to mention that a new category was invented by the critics of the 50s and the 60s to the house Waiting for the Godot. Not one or two, 15th or to 16th house Waiting for the Godot. This category, theatre of absurd,